Aquarius, welcome to your reading for 17. So we're gonna pick one main energy card. I'm just starting off like this with this scene because the beautiful light coming in through the window, even though it's cloudy and rainy today, still beautiful outside. So, and you can see there's some nice sunlight on the floor. So one card from here, one card from here, and probably three cards from here. These are the clarifiers, which is why we have the piece of their quartz there. So these are the enhancer cards to the main focal point focus energy for the month for you, Aquarius. Okay? This is the Journey of Love deck. So this is one card for your love life, which could include all different kinds of love. It's not just romantic love, universal love, self-love. Okay, so let's see what we get here. And I shuffle in between each reading as well as on camera, just so you can see how the cards are laid. So Aquarius, let's see what's in store for you for June. What main energy? Aquarius, Eight of Cups. Okay, there's a lot of cups right here. Three of Cups, Eight of Cups, Ten of Cups, so that's very abundant. Something might be interfering with that. Love, abundance, feeling good, having goodness. So there's something you need to walk away from, perhaps, in order to let that flow into you. Prince of Discs. So the Knight of Discs, the Knight of Pentacles. So it could have to do with a not necessarily very young, maybe someone late. That's an earth sign: Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. This could be you. This could be representative of your energy. So, because maybe you have to be very practical right now and walk away from something. Be more grounded so that you can make that decision to walk away from something, so that you can have that abundant life. That could include marriage, okay? So, because that's the Hierophant right there. So we'll see how those cards play out with the card that we're gonna choose for your main energy, or spirit, our team of benevolence, Team God, that's working with us. What we have for Aquarius, for Team Aquarius. Tuning into the Aquarius Essence Collective, the Aquarius Akash, the Aquarius Essence, from the Quintessence. Okay, so if they don't want to pop, then we'll do cut the cards and then pick a card. So Aquarius, get nice and shuffled up here. Cards. Okay. Okay, that card. Did you see that? Hey, double card. First reading I did was at Pisces. They got that card too. I was gonna just cut the deck into thirds and pick a card out like that. But you saw that pop, so that's... Okay, so that's what I'm saying with the Hierophant. Okay, this Happy Home, Four of Wands. So there's something you need to walk away from in order to have that, that Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, celebration of abundance, love, the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant. So maybe if it's not an element in your chart that's the earth sign, then I'm definitely getting perhaps it's another who's the earth sign. And like I said, not too young but not older, not the King of Pentacles but not the Knave, so it's the Knight. So it's or King or Queen, whatever. But with the court cards, they usually represent people. So if it doesn't represent your energy of having, like I said, having to get practical and down to earth a little bit in order to make that decision to walk away from something, and so this represents that energy of having to make a decision and face something that is kind of like, in the dark, hidden a little bit. You don't really want to take a look at it, but you have to, because that desire to have that abundant, happy home, that marriage, that life, that the desire to have that is so overwhelming now that you have to peer into this darkness and look at the things that you don't want to face in order to make that tough decision of walking away, because ultimately what it's going to bring you is that 3 of Cups, that 10 of Cups, that that 10 of Cups, 4 of Wands, Hierophant, 3 of Cups. That's abundance, celebration, happy home, happy family, things that we value very highly, that make us feel ways that in ways that we cherish those feelings very much because they're associated with creating memories. Okay, so 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups. That celebration with people who you are very fond of. So those, you build those lasting memories, and that's what you are craving and desiring. So perhaps there could be a Knight of Pentacles that you need to walk away from in order to. It could be divorcing. Okay, the Hierophant, you could be having to divorce that Earth sign. Okay, yeah, and Hanged Man at the top. So you could, some of you could be getting a divorce. Some Aquarians can be getting a divorce from perhaps an Earth sign. Prince of Wands. Maybe you're trading in an Earth sign for a fire sign. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. Because I just opened the deck to the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Fire. So, that could be the one that you have that passion for, okay? Because it's the fire sign, all right? Then that could be the one that you want to build that happy home and all those loving memories with, okay? So you'd be leaving a Earth sign. For those of you who are resonating with this, you'd be leaving an Earth sign and trying to start this family and relationship and marriage and long-lasting solid relationship with a fire sign. So let's see what I have here the enhancer cards. So let's see, let's clarify more the people here involved with this Aquarius, because I definitely get like marriage and divorce, like ending something. Okay, an ending and then a beginning, like back-to-back energy. I'm getting like you're just waiting. That Hangman, you're just waiting for something to finalize and go through. The Hierophant, you're just waiting for something to finalize and go through. Okay, so there's the 10 of Pentacles. Could have to do with money too, because a lot of divorce, marriage, there's money, finances involved, but that's just enhancing that of Cups, because this is the tangible version. This is the legacy, the tangible legacy. Okay, building a family, a foundation, business you pass on to your children, like really thinking practically, but having that with someone who you're very passionate about, you have that passionate love that just fills you up. Of Cups, you just want to celebrate every day with that person of Cups. Okay, so and that's interesting because I believe this was at the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling, because I saw this and I thought, okay, there's a lot of Cups energies coming up for a lot of the signs for that's walking away, okay, from the things that don't fill you up. They no longer serve you. That you got something out of it at one time, but not any longer, and perhaps you've grown apart from someone. Maybe you've awakened spiritually, and you just desire more deeper relationships and richer experiences. Okay, that of Cups, richer experiences, fonder memories. Okay, stories you can pass on to your children. So tangible versions of your life. So financial, beautiful stories. You want to create stories that you can pass on, and you want them to be of cups. You want them to be of love and passion and beautiful things. So, but it takes walking away from those things. Yeah, that we don't want to face, because the next top card is Two of Swords, and we got this already in another reading. So, for another sign. I'm not sure if it was paired with the Capricorn, with the the Devil. I keep saying Capricorn, but it's the Devil card, okay? But I just, that Capricorn energy of like really facing what needs to be cleared out, going and shining that light in the darkness. I'm gonna have to look back at the readings because that came up. It might have only come up for one other, for one other sign, so I might have to put in the description box that I kept saying Capricorn, but it's the Devil card. Okay, so but you might be able to see it on screen. I'm not sure. Oh Lord, I am a Capricorn, and that the Devil card and Saturn and Capricorn. That's these tough lessons, and so I see that, and I just think, oh, Capricorn energy, man. Saturn, Taskmaster, things we don't want to take a look at, right? This Two of Swords. This is not like decisions that are fun to make, okay? It's like things, you gotta we want to turn away from, we want to kind of not look at it, but our head keeps turning back that way because when we keep avoiding it, we just keep seeing our life not as we want it to be. So our head keeps veering back to the things that we don't want to take a look at necessarily, but we know we have to because we need to walk away from something. So whenever a card like flips out, I usually go with the bottom and the top card. So, yeah. There's Five of Wands again, and then the Knave of Swords. So it's that Gemini, you have to make a decision that's going to serve you, okay? Because you don't want to keep having conflict, this Five of Wands. You've learned your lesson of how to, be forgiving, merciful, understanding. Five of Wands can teach you how to be a member of a team and come together during rough times, but you learn those. As long as you learn that, you can move forward, okay? And you don't have to keep just having conflict in your life. You learn what you need to learn from it, grow, move forward. Now, so maybe you have to leave someone who, okay, you learned, you were forgiving, you loved unconditionally, or whatever you needed to do, and now you need to move forward because now it's just conflict after conflict, and you're not learning or growing anymore. So you need to make that tough decision to move forward, and it's going to be beautiful once you do that. So know that you have the power to create your own reality, and it comes from just making the decision and knowing that there's no reason to fear making that decision because you have all the power inside you to create your own reality. So there's nothing to fear because it's all you. Just how willing we are to face our life and how willing we are to change it, how willing we are to receive the abundance that's waiting for us when we make those tough decisions. So let's see what love card comes up for you, Aquarius. Maybe, yeah, these Gemini energies are really making people sort things out and figure out what serves and what doesn't. Very clarity when I started channel a year ago when I did the Gemini Kosh reading. It was, I might have to do another one. Oops. Okay, this kind of self-initiation. Yeah. Seed of the heart. Burning hero. Yeah. That person that's just the other part of you, the other half of you, that the seed of your heart, the burning hero, the one who's like loves you unconditionally, that burning passion. That's why you feel that way about certain people, because they have that love for you. That's the lesson of twin flame journey, one of them is that unconditional love. So self-initiation, you really have to make this decision. Distant shores is what I cut open to. So you may have to search your mind far and wide, and that's what Gemini does. It goes to both extremes, looks at all the good, all the bad, and comes back to 0 point center, just like on the number line, all the positive integers and then all the negative integers and every gradient along the way, and bring it back to center, and then initiate the process, which is making the decision mentally first and then acting on that. So it's self-initiation. So it starts with the thought and then you act on that. And it's being driven, I believe, by someone who has your heart that you're very passionate about. So you've made that decision and now you have to start acting, doing the tangible thing, okay, to express the thought. That's then the emotion. And then because your mind with this person, your mind is like, you feel this passion, like I said, because your mind rationally says, oh, they love me unconditionally. This is the one I can build this happy home and family and create this legacy of love with. Legacy of love. Thank you, angels. When it comes out like that, that's the angel. So your rational mind says that's the one. And then it just builds that passion in your heart to where you can't contain yourself anymore. You have to decide to take that. The decision is to, because you've already decided mentally and emotionally. The decision, what I mean by decision, is to take that leap, that step, that actual physical, tangible step in your life to start clearing out the old so that you can receive the new. Walk away from the one you need to walk away from. And this might not even be a person you've met, this person that has your heart. You just know that there's the one you're with isn't the one, maybe, and you know there's someone out there that is the other half of you. So it's not that you're, but I was getting kind of like this back-to-back energy. That's why 2 knights came up, 1 earth, 1 fire. So I hope that resonated with, you can probably hear sun in the background playing. I hope that resonated with some of you guys. It's like boom, boom, super hard decision, but then like super good stuff's going to come in if you make the right decision, make the right move, because that's what, yeah, it's more make the right move. Thank you, angels. Because the decision you've already made logically that this other person's the one, or you know they exist, okay, you already know it, you feel it, so now you have to act on it, okay, you have to make the move to initiate this process tangibly, okay, because a thought can only stay a thought for so long before it turns into an emotion, and then an emotion, it can only stay as a feeling for so long before you need to act on it, okay, so that's the process, and that's, a lot of people are dealing with that right now. And Aquarius, you know, you're very mental, spiritually elevated as far as intellect. Okay, so you need to maybe ground it down a little bit so you can see the energy that you have, that highly spiritual intellect reflected in your physical reality. So you kind of have to bring it down, weigh some decisions, make that move, and then you're going to create a life that reflects your spiritual world, okay? Grounding that into form, spirit into form, you're going to have that in a very tangible way. So it's going to feel so much more balanced because these higher realms are going to be reflected down here in the 3D. And that's very good for Aquarius because then that allows you to soar. You have something that anchors you. You have someone who understands you, someone that you're very passionate about, that really keeps you grounded and coming back, manifesting, because Aquarius is very highly spiritual, an air sign, very much in the mind. Okay, so to balance that out, You have to have this very passionate, fiery connection that draws you down to the physical plane. Okay? Very grounding, balancing. So it has to be very passionate, fiery for you. Maybe not for all of you, but this for whoever is resonating with this. So I hope that made sense. I hope you got something from that. It looks like really good stuff's coming in. Really hard decisions perhaps need to be made first, okay? And then just let all that good stuff flow in and flood in for you. It's because it's there waiting. You just have to shift some things, initiate that first step. Because the mind and the heart they're in agreement and they're ready to go. Now you have to act on it. So, all right, Aquarius, I love you all. Blessings to you all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And peace be upon you all. I will see you next month for your monthly. All right, bless you all. Thank you, Aquarius.